Anyway, can I make stuff now? I needed to add... I need to grab those. And then I needed the actual... Cellulose? Cellulose. That's what's not here. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Pop of 2. What was the cellulose? It was the high pressure, wasn't it? Yes, it was the high pressure furnace. Then I have to go back again and get more limestone. Does 0.18 break mods? Yes. Some mods. Technically every mod. Technically, 0.18's existence breaks every single mod that exists for Factorio, because every single mod needs to have one line of text changed. One little character, a 0.17 changed to a 0.18 in the mod info.json file. So that one change alone needs to happen across the board, every single mod, bare minimum, with 0.18. That's why I think everyone calls it the mod apocalypse. Whenever there's a new iteration of Factorio that releases, it's another mod apocalypse. So right now is the 0.18 mod apocalypse. Where's my thingies? These thingies. Yes, these thingies are awesome. I need those in there. And I need... What again? I need not that. There. That there. Give me cellulose. Yes, and this exact thing that just happened here is exactly why folks don't have access to AlienLife yet publicly. Because there are still breaking bugs with it, and as we've just experienced today, and as we experienced last time, they still exist. Is 0.18 in experimental phase? 0.18 is available as a beta on Steam. You can set your beta to latest 0.18 experimental, so yeah, I would say that it is experimental still, and it won't go out to everyone on Steam. Well, Pyanodon, that's why you have a Patreon page, right? That's why you have a Patreon. Maybe do a patron post of dates then. How about doing a patron post with intended dates? Maybe actually, you know, post what's still being worked on, what potential delays are. That would be good uses of the patron page. I mean, yeah. So far, the patron page for Pyanodon is home to previews for AlienLife. A lot of stuff has been previewed on AlienLife. So at this point, now that I have the permission and have the copy of the full version, and I'm now showing everyone what's being added to it, the Patreon can now be more about, hey, we've done a lot of work with AlienLife. It's almost ready. These are the things we're still working on. It's currently being playtested, etc., etc. That, and it will release when it releases. That's the key, I think. It's ready when it's ready. And I think that, yes, we can, as soon as I get some coal here, start crafting some red science, handcrafting some red science. And when that fix is ready, that's when we can actually start getting some red science going. Once that update has been pushed, or at least they tell me that things have happened. Testing now. Okay. Okie doke. Well, by the way, so King, yesterday I was testing text, right? Because that's how I came up with the issues with the uh, recipe replacement to begin with. That's how I identified the recipe replacement issues to begin with. So on an infinity mode mod save that I had started yesterday with that build, at least I think it was yesterday anyway, the techs unlocked fine. The techs were unlocking. But today's update, they're not really unlocking. Not on a save that was started several days ago. So that's interesting. It's interesting. Something got borked. Let's actually just handcraft. Not that. No. Handcraft the petri dishes because we need to do that at the very least. Because I still do need more red science. I still need more red. Latex. Need latex. Thank you, latex. Then need cellulose. Hello, cellulose. And then latex. Latex! Latex, CO2! CO2. Need more CO2. Need more high pressure furnaces. Immortal, they are flat out upgrades. Immortal, the techs for the guts and the bones, the ones which say these recipes will override the previous ones, every single one that says they will override, they are flat out bonuses. They are flat out bonuses. At least a +1 to output. Nothing else changes. It's just a flat out output boost on these over the previous recipe. Yes, it's great. It's great. And then there's a version of the stuff for each type of output. So there's one for brains. It's a flat out +1. I'm pretty sure it's a flat out just +1 across the board, each one. Well, there is a need for a warning because if you've built to do a throughput belt, if you've built with belts and you've set up your machines, the numbers of your machines to output full throughput of a certain type of belt, well, adding a +1 will change things dramatically. Adding a +1 on an output will cause problems. In the future, some recipes will need extra stuff to get more output. All right. Well, if they need extra stuff, why would to get more output? Why would they need to replace anything then? If it requires more stuff, why would they replace at that point? So sure, if you want it to eventually include more stuff, do that, and then don't deal with having to do this script-based replacement of recipes. Seems like it would save a whole heck of a lot of work. Anyway, so we have science. Technically, we have science. We don't quite have enough science. So I'm just going to keep handcrafting science while we wait for this update so that I can actually take a tech without the game imploding. Game likes imploding, I think. / exploding. Build more of these, actually. I need some CO2. I need some CO2. Make lead and titanium. No. I don't have the coke output yet to feed acetylene for that. I don't have the acetylene for that yet. I know I'll need it, but I don't quite have that build yet. That I don't need. This I need. Pyanodon is bad enough that you make us now need aluminium to go into this for some of the buildings. Aluminium before you get access to the fluid tech. The heck, it's fluid handling. That's the word. Handling. Fluid handling. Bad enough that we have to do this now before fluid handling. Thank you so much for making fluid handling red, by the way. Thank you so much for making fluid handling red. But we need this now before we even have fluid handling. So at least now we aren't forced to have to vent to flare stack the coal gas making our stuff. Now all we need is a use for this tar. That's like the last thing, is just some use for the tar, I would say. If anything, because right now you just let it sit in a tailings pond and occasionally replace the tailings pond. Anyway, I have a little bit of coke. I have a little bit of coke. I need to, like, align and do... I'll do this out here. Yeah, I know that I will need tar once I have red science. But once I have red science, I will also have fluid handling. I will also have steel, the ability to make steel to do the pitfalls, to do the voiding of excess stuff. What I'm saying is, it would be nice to have this same concept of we need to use coal gas to get red science. Also applied to tar in some way. That's what I'm saying. It's just to get rid of the need to do this, to have something that also lets you use some of the tar that's being outputted by your initial DDC. But that adds even more complications. Speaking of adding complications, I just added a lot of complications to myself just now by doing that. By doing this in this way. Oh yeah, hey, I need some pipe. Pipe! And, yeah, you need coke. So, about the coke. Let's just do manual feeding. Grab a whole bunch of stacks. Yeah, King was absorbed by the test. I'm going to guess that something went bad. Went poorly. even distribution, that's another mod that I want to see working with 0.18 before really doing that transition. Ha, more or less. There we go. So that's by the way, helping to remove one of the bottlenecks. Helping, anyway. That'll be more latex in the end. Speaking of which, this process, making latex, yeah, this is now required for rubber, by the way. So, rubber always will require latex now. So you now need latex to make rubber. So this process for making latex will be absolutely required at scale. It will be required at scale. And latex actually has quite a few things it's used for. Mostly Mark II stuff, but also the Mark I Fat Eye. Yes, CO2 from Coke is actually new to this. I mean, if you've played Angels, this would be very familiar to you. If you've played Angels, this would be a very familiar process to you. It's now just been added to Pi with Pi AlienLife. Yes, this is new to Pi AlienLife. This CO2 from Coke recipe. Why does it have to be carbon dioxide as the recipe name? So CO2 primarily at this point, we've got Coke, we have gas bladders, and we do still have it from biomass. So we have it from biomass, we have it from Coke, and we have it from gas bladders. I need to see what numbers this is. Oh, Pyanodon. Just by the way, gas bladders are amazing. Like, I will have a massive Fagnot setup. My Fagnot setup will be huge. Just gonna throw that out there. It will be massive because acetylene. Because acetylene. Because rich gas / helium. Because ammonia, ethylene, propene, natural gas. I might even use the pheromones. And chlorine. ×5 nerf incoming. Well, my thought is this is a biotic replacement for tholins. This is a biotic alternative to tholins for these gases. In some cases, there isn't even a tholin helium, so yeah, this is a biotic replacement to using tholins. That's my point here. I don't know how it compares in terms of actual power requirements. I see that some of these will happen in the late game. Mark II is going to take a while. Mark III is going to take a while. So it actually looks like you can't even... You don't even start... You start with CO2. You start with CO2 with unlocking the Fagnot. But most of these get unlocked at Mark II, which I'm guessing is either blue or purple science. It is Pi science, which makes it blue. Yes, tholins v gas bladders. Let the math begin. What will complicate the math is that as these are creatures, they are also subject to improved recipes over time. I think. I actually have to look at that. They're at the very least subject to improved crafting speed in the form of the Mark 4, Mark 2, 3, 4 variants of the actual creatures themselves. So over time, selective breeding, yeah, there will be a ability to make a Mark 4 version of these with stuff. Where's the gas bladder tech? The gas bladder tech is with the creature, so it's the Fagnot Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4. Those are the gas bladder techs. Is included with all of those. Yeah, so Mark 1 gives you the CO2, Mark 2 gives you a whole bunch. It gives you the acetylene, the methane, the ammonia, etc. Mark 3 gives you the helium and the chlorine, which, oh gee, why? Yeah, that's going to take a while. Actually, no, that's not going to take a while. Remember my point I made last time that the Pi Science Pack's requirements are coincident with Blue Science. They require some of the same things between Blue Science and the Pi Science. There's nothing unique needed for the Pi Science Pack. All like the vast majority of its green ingredients are also used in red, green, and blue. So if you have the Pi Science Pack, you basically have blue here. So these happen at the same time. So effect there really is no difference here. Mark 2 into 3. So once you get Mark 2, you have Mark 3 pretty much there. Now, gas bladders have an improved recipe through one of the replacements. So it has a replacement recipe. It does not have a specialized selective breeding for the gas bladder version of it. So a lot of things have a quote unquote selective breeding pathway that give you better versions. I call it selective breeding. It's not I don't think that's really what it is. It's the it's like the bone upgrades, the osteocytes cloning under genetic design, so it's genetic changes. Yeah, the breeding is making the mark levels of the animals. The genetic engineering is the ones that add the output recipes. But the output recipes seem to affect only manure production, skin, which includes chitin, meat, guts, lard, brains, and bones and blood, including arthropod blood and sulfuric acid. So it doesn't have versions of these genetic changing recipes for actually this isn't even what I'm thinking about, is it? This is just the flat out upgrades. Where is the unlocks for this? This is what I'm thinking about. The pharmacogenomics, I guess. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking about, is the pharmacogenomics lines. These things give you better outputs through specially bred stuff. So this gives you the improved versions of things that can only be rendered into one specific product, but you get a whole lot more of that one product. That's what I was thinking about with these. And these don't apply to the special products of the animals. These apply to the main products, not so much to the special products. So meat, guts, brains, skin, bones / bone meal, lard, and blood. PyAL has like 200 texts added to it. Just for reference. It's 200-ish texts added to it that we now have to think about. Still waiting for that update, by the way, but it's actually almost that time to end the stream. Yet. Pyanodon says yet, that we don't have those texts for the special versions. So we shall see. We will probably have them soon-ish. But yeah, so I guess we can start to end things. The gas bladder is the first. Okay. The venin glands should come. Yes. Well, I would think that there would be versions to give you the bladders, the venin glands, the pineal glands, the pelts, the horns / spikes, the gosh, there's so many things. There's so many things. The carapaces, carapaces. Things, stuff. Yes, all shells. Although that's technically skin, and I think that actually does fall under skin. And that is done under skin. Now that I'm thinking about it, that one actually, the skin version does give you a version that gives you better shells, technically. That should also apply to carapaces and chitin, because those are sort of all similar things. But yeah, that's stuff. There's stuff. Certain animals / creatures / things have stuffs. Isn't carapace equal to shell? Depends. Shells are sort of excretions. Shells are excretions. The shell is sort of like built over time. So it's a little different. But anyway, it's about that time. I guess I'll have to wait until King Arthur. He says he sent an unbroken version that will disable the replacement stuff. So I now have that available, but it is actually that time to end the stream, which means that yeah, what I will do is off screen I will start the techs, assuming that the techs are now working once I update that file, and I'll start taking techs. When is the next stream? Thursday. Thursday is the next stream. So the results of that poll I was running on what to do with the On the Rails playthrough very much favored abandoning. After getting rid of the bot votes to that, it ended up being like +10. Yeah, it ended up being 19 to abandon to 9 to play on Thursdays for the On the Rails playthrough. So we are abandoning On the Rails in favor of AlienLife going forward, which means that Thursday will be an Alien Life stream, a Pydew Valley stream. So we'll be continuing with this. Now, off screen, as I was saying, I will start taking techs. Couldn't I carry on the rails as a YouTube only series? Well, it comes down to time. I don't have that time. My time to do off-screen YouTube videos is very much likely going to be spent making Alien Life videos, like the overview of Red Science, the upcoming changes to Red Science, and the upcoming changes to Green Science and Blue Science and Purple Science and Space Science. Although all those things need dedicated videos, as will the animal mechanics themselves. That will need its own video. So lots of work going forward for all of that. Please at you when the stream starts. Well, we'll see. I do say on the community Discord that I'm now streaming Alien Life. I did post that on that Discord, and if you are on my Discord server, just by the way, if you're on my Discord server, I have a little bot that posts when I go live. It doesn't at here when I go live, so it should ping folks when I go live on the live notifications. It does do an at here if you're part of my Otaku Showboat Discord. Every time I go live, it does the at here, and it does a post every time one of the YouTube videos goes live. So if you want those notifications to happen, that's where you can go and get them, is my personal Discord server to get those notifications. All right, so with that, off-screen, as I said, I will get this updated file to actually be able to take text. I will take text. Do !Discord Pyanodon. I put it in my stream title. It's !Discard. At least I hope it gives a clickable link. It's Discord. Yes, it is a clickable link. And there it goes. That is to my Discord. And if you're watching on YouTube and you want to get access to my Discord, it is in the description. The link is in the description, along with lots of other social stuff links. Speaking of, let's end this off here. So thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you have enjoyed the series thus far, all I ask is that you engage and have a look at the description for ways in which you can engage, in addition to the ways that you already know how to engage. And I will, of course, now be back with more of this AlienLife playthrough on Thursday. And I stream every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday from 10 a.m. to approximately 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. You can leave me a follow. You can join my Discord to get notified when I go live. With an at here. So as long as you're in my Discord, you should be pinged with an at here. And I hope to see you all on the next one.